A transfer of rulership is coming, and the kingdom of heaven will be on earth. Righteousness will be spread throughout the whole four corners of the earth. Wickedness will be put down.
The Lord promised better things for us. Okay? Because the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, has a favorite people. And he's going to give this favorite people a heavenly kingdom. A kingdom that's blueprinted and formatted and patterned after his mind. How he want a kingdom to be.
Consider the lilies, how they grow. They toil not, they spin not. And yet I say unto you that Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. If then God so clothed the grass which is today in the field and tomorrow is cast into the oven, how much more will he clothe you, O ye of little faith? And seek not ye what ye shall eat or what ye shall drink, neither be ye of doubtful mind. For all these things do the nations of the world seek after, and your Father knoweth that ye have need of these things. But rather seek ye the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be added unto you. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Sell that ye have, and give alms. Provide yourselves bags which wax not old, a treasure in the heavens that faileth not, where no thief approacheth, neither moth corrupteth. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.
A transfer of rulership is coming, and the kingdom of heaven will be on earth. Righteousness will be spread throughout the whole four corners of the earth. Wickedness will be put down.
Professionals who apply AI to business earn 50.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers. And peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful lake out there pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bashem Al Shai, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful lake, the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Al Shai. All right. And what we're going to get into today, morning news and prophecy. All right. Many miseries in effect. Okay. And there's brothers, have been doing a lot of videos, dealing with these Edomites crying and complaining. Well, this is part of prophecy. Okay. So as we get into 2nd Ezra 8 and 50, it says, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time, all right, the times that we're in now, all right, that in the latter time dwell in the world because they have walked in great pride. Okay. And what we're seeing happening in the earth is pride being addressed. All right. And there's no one that's more proud, all right, than Esau Edom, especially these Edomites here in America, man. Okay. Who are very, narcissistic, all right, assholes, man. Okay. And this should be, our new coffee. Okay. The thing that gets us going in the morning is the fact that the Lord is beginning to address, all right, these privileged, entitled Edomites, man. Okay. And everything that's happening is working against them now. There was a time when everything worked in their favor. Okay. That's when the Lord, gave the earth into the hands of the wicked. All right. And the elites. Okay. They didn't give, the lower level Edomites, okay, a bunch of wealth, but they gave them a bunch of privilege. Okay. And what we're seeing is that privilege is beginning, all right, to dwindle. Okay, and we're seeing them begin to cry and complain about it. You see, so I have a video that I want to get into um, about these Edomite farmers, okay, who are complaining about, certain circumstances. All right, this is out here in Nebraska, okay, and a lot of these devils, feel played. A lot of these Magites, all right, these Maggers, okay, have turned sides, man. Now they're regretting, their support of Trump, because now, they're beginning to suffer due to these certain policies, man. All right. And what these devils don't understand is that their elites are sabotaging the system because the New World Order doesn't have a strong America. Okay. America has to be weakened for them to usher in, okay, this world government that they want, in which citizens will not have the rights, okay, of this old world. You see, America was an idea that's played out. Okay, and the idea of America, the freedoms, the liberties, and all this privilege, okay, that America had granted its citizens at one time, well, those things, all right, are no more needed, all right, for this new world order, in which it's going to be a digital prison. Okay, so we're seeing, the destruction, all right, of these liberties and rights and certain privileges and, the certain perks, okay, that these Edomites once had. All right, so let's play this, and then we'll get some more precepts, you know.
Hey, Nebraska, save the drama for your mama. What happened, Nebraska? Did voting for Trump ruin your economy? Oh, that's weird. That's so weird. It's kind of like we told you so, right? Oh, I love this. I like to stick it in your face and rub it in. It's kind of like, when Trump was telling everybody he was going to come after the undocumented people in this country that were working hard and deport them, that they would kind of move to a state they felt safe in. And apparently, Nebraska wasn't one of them. They packed up their stuff and they headed on out to a state that would welcome them with open arms. So now you're going bankrupt. And as somebody that lives in a blue state, I could give a shit less. Boo hoo. Oh, and I can't wait for the hated comments. I can't wait for it. You voted for this. You voted for this. And now you're getting it. So why are you mad at us? We didn't vote for this. Nope. We voted completely against this. You voted for this.
On today's episode on F Around and Find Out, we have Nebraska regretting their vote because all of their helpers, workers that was on the farms ran away because they didn't want to get deported and they thought black people were going to take up the work. We got a lot to cover. Let's go ahead and get into this. Let's get it.
So this morning I ended up on Nebraska Talk, and it was a bunch of people crying, why does anybody care about Nebraska? When we voted for Kamala Harris, when I cast my vote for Harris, that was me saying, I care about you and I want you to survive and thrive.
And both sides are lost, so whether you're blue or red, okay, Republican and Democrat, you're still lost. All right, because the Kamala, all right, regime, okay, it would still been the same results because it's all about what the elites want, okay? And what Trump is doing is introducing you to the oligarchs, okay? The tech giants, okay? And these, the super rich, okay, that really run government, backed, okay, by these elite banks, okay? So you people that are still arguing about the blue and the red, you're all lost, okay? And you're all going to suffer, okay, in this transition, okay, from the old world, all right, as they attempt to transition from the old world to the new world, all right, it's going to get chaotic for red states and blue states. It's going to be civil unrest, martial law, and the ultimate judgment from the Lord, all right, and this is just the beginning, so, the Democrats are, acting as if they got, some type of victory, because you got MAGA supporters falling off the Trump train. So it's like a victory to them. No, you all finna lose. Okay? All you devils are finna lose, man. Okay? So let's play some more.
Okay, you knew better than anybody else that your state thrives and survives off of migrants' backs. Okay, and instead of them waiting for ICE to come, they decided to peace out before they could come and get them. I don't know what to tell you guys anymore. This is what you voted for. Whether you like it or not, whether you want to believe it or not, this is exactly what you voted for. And now you're feeling it. What do you want us to do? You want a government handout? That's socialism. You voted against that. No. Sadly, the reality is that you'll probably have to sell a lot of your farms for pennies on the dollar to large corporations and manufacturers. But don't worry, they'll probably let you work there for minimum wage.
So I'm a black farmer, and a lot of people are wondering, why are black farmers not panicking like a lot of white farmers? Well, let me explain to you the reasons why. It's because white farmers have been handed everything to them, a lot of them. Not saying all of them, but a good bit of them. And by that, I mean this. MLK even pointed out, he says, farmers in the West and the Midwest who were white, they were given land, they were given money, they were given training, they were given a lot. Whereas the black farmers weren't given anything. And the largest civil rights settlement in U.S. history is Pickford v. Glickman, where you had a class action lawsuit, bunch of black farmers all joined the lawsuit, and they won a huge settlement because the USDA was shown to be racist for decades. So because black farmers haven't been given anything, we've been learning to do without, unlike your white farmers. So when things are taken away from you, all your subsidies, all your tax breaks, guess what? You panic. Whereas we've always been going through this shit. So there's problems in privilege.
So y'all, AM PM staffing service posted this on Facebook.
So what you have, all right, is those migrants, that was working those Edomite farms in Nebraska. Well, they just dipped out. Instead of waiting on Trump to come do the ICE raid, they just dipped out. Okay, so now, there's no more farm pickers for these farms. Okay, and then this is also the narrative that these devils been running with, that the migrants are taking all the jobs. Well, look, they've abandoned the farms in Nebraska. Well, shouldn't it be, all right, a caravan of Edomites ready to go jump on these farms and take the jobs that the migrants were taking? Okay, isn't this country founded on hard work? Okay, and the integrity of the so-called white man? Okay, the perseverance of the so-called white man isn't what this nation was built off of. Okay, oh man, this nation was built, all right, off slave labor. Okay, and this is an example, okay, of Esau, all right, not having his slave labor, and he's done. Okay, these devils ain't built to roll up their sleeves and make nothing happen, man. Okay, they've had the privilege of having Jake, all right, in servitude. Okay, so now we're seeing that kingdom crumble. Okay, and you mom and pop Edomites, all right, you Joe Six-Pack Edomites are finna feel the squeeze, man. Okay, and it only gets worse. All right, so now they got this hiring farm pickers. Okay, this is hilarious. So let's let this play.
They're looking for farm pickers, and these are the terms right here. The comments, I'm going to show y'all some of the comments. The comments, Lord have mercy.
Maybe y'all saw the news out of Nebraska today. Apparently, our entire state is going to go bankrupt in 2 quarters. Me and my husband owned a cattle ranch here, and I can confirm that all of the cattle ranchers here overwhelmingly voted for Trump. We support him. We voted for him. Something like 70% of our entire workforce is undocumented immigrants, and they straight up are not showing up for work anymore. They have all either fled the country, fled the state. They don't want to get raided while at work, so they have just moved on to work somewhere else. And straight up, we are going to go bankrupt now. We are going to go bankrupt. And we voted. We knew that the immigrants would get deported and he was coming after immigrants, yet we still voted for it. overwhelmingly voted for our own demise. I was talking to my husband last night, and I have to admit that it seems a bit foolish now when you think about it like that we voted for something that is now putting us directly out of business.
How stupid can you be? Okay, well, see, Esau's hatred for Jake, all right, and they run with these narratives, on the news. Okay, and it just shows you how dumb, okay, the American public is, man. The elites have them fighting, all right, against their own interests. Okay, and they just run with these narratives. The migrants are the criminals and thugs, and here it is. You employ, all right, majority of undocumented workers, so you benefit off that. Okay, you see, but Esau's blind hatred towards Jake now has the state of Nebraska going out of business, man. Okay, and like I said, this is just the beginning. This is not even the tip of the iceberg of the miseries that's coming. All right, to you devils, man. Okay.
For you to know in the back of your mind the importance of immigrants to your business, why would you go and vote for someone who's trying to get rid of them? I don't, but you already see, no, Trump is definitely backtracking because he knows how important these immigrants are. But we're gonna keep it light. Let's go ahead and get into this next clip because, man, this stuff is getting wild out here.
So apparently, Nebraska is going out of business soon, within the next 1 to 2 quarters. Why? Well, farmers to be exact, or farms. They can't seem to find anyone to work their fields. Nebraska, I wonder why that is. Could it be the racist rapist that you voted for that literally told you he was going to deport about 80% of your workforce? But you voted for him anyway because you wanted your bragging rights. That's right, you wanted to own those libs. Well, congratulations, Nebraska. You won your bragging rights, but now you lost your livelihood, and I have 0 fucks to give to you.
So I was on YouTube and I came across this video claiming that white farmers are outraged that Black people do not want to work on their farms. And I thought it was fake because I was like, this has to be like clickbait or whatever. So I searched and I came across Facebook, and y'all, the comments were wild. I still wasn't sure if it was real. So I tried to go to the staffing agency's website, and y'all, apparently so many people went to their website that the website crashed. So I figured, okay, maybe this is actually real. So they're basically offering $11 an hour to pick blueberries, 9 to 10 hours a day, 7 days a week, from May to July in Louisiana heat. Now, I never heard of Laranger, so I decided to look it up real quick. So here's some info. And just so you know, my source is this website called places.us.com. So anyway, livability is a C minus. Population is less than 6,000. Demographics is almost 91% white, followed by Black, then Hispanic, then Indian, then Asian, and pretty much 0 Hawaiian. I saw that they voted Republican in 2020, but it probably doesn't take a genius to guess how they voted in 2024. So that's just to give you a little info about the town. So anyway, back to what I was saying. So $11 an hour is what they're offering, full-time, 7 days a week, 9 to 10 hours a day. Now, according to salary.com, Louisiana's minimum wage is $7.25 an hour. So this is a bump, but let's be real. Now, for some people, they might say, oh, it's a job, go work it. It's a job, but it's not a job, it's more like a sentence. And then when you look at who they expect to take these jobs, you don't have to guess. It's a page straight out of history. Black folks, migrant workers, the ones who are currently facing deportation right now, vulnerable communities getting used for back-breaking labor for pennies. But people are saying this is what they voted for. So what do you think? Is it FAO season or what?
I actually genuinely want to know, is it fudge around and find out season right now? What's going on that a lot of Nebraskans are feeling? Please let me know. Let your comments down below show. I have some comments here as well that how people are feeling about the subject. Obviously, MAGA regret is crazy right now, especially in 2025. This is a different day and age. Let's go ahead and get back into the clips here.
Hey, y'all. Did I read that article about the dairy farmers? The ones that voted for Trump are speaking out because now they're sorry they voted for Trump. They didn't think it was going to affect them. They're all crying. Who's going to milk the cows? Who's going to milk your cows? And you put the level for Trump? Well, roll up your goddamn sleeves, bitch. Roll up your goddamn sleeves. Because it looks like I got to milk your own goddamn cows. See, it's funny how you're talking about illegal immigrants. Y'all brought them over here. Y'all paid to bring them here. So they can do your work. So they can work on your farms. Y'all white folks paid to bring them here so they can work on your farms. And then you turned around and voted for Trump.
Yeah, and it only gets worse, for Esau from here. Let's get a couple precepts. All right, and all this goes back to the pride of you devils, man. That's proud as hell. To vote against your own interests. Okay, out of the hatred that you have for Jake. You see, so let's get a few precepts. This is 2nd Ezra 16:21 said, "Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion." Okay, and this is an example of confusion. Okay, Edomites are confused as hell. Okay, here it is. They don't understand, all right, that their government doesn't have their interests in mind. Okay, the great American, all right, society that these Edomites grew up, all right, in comforts, all right, has been corrupted by big business, by corporations. Okay, your government serves corporations, man, not the American interest. You see, and you Edomites are here, all right, confused. You're voting, you're screaming MAGA, and all right, but nothing is working for you, man. Okay, because your government is bought and paid for by big corporations now. Okay, so the government makes moves, okay, that benefit the corporation, not you. All right, and you people are gonna continue to go into confusion, okay, because you don't understand that concept, man. All right, you damn Edomites. It says, and you're so proud. You've been so goddamn proud. Okay, you're used to having Jake to your disposal, and now that's being stripped away. Okay, 2nd Ezra 15:18 said, "For because and who you think gonna work them goddamn jobs, man? Okay, because the Southern Kingdom ain't going to pick no goddamn blueberries, man. Okay, you can't get these niggas to come to these jobs where they making $20-$25 an hour. Okay, you think they're gonna come pick some goddamn blueberries for $11, man? Southern Kingdom not doing that shit, man. Okay, you're done. Okay, 2nd Ezra 15:18 said, "For because of their pride, the city shall trouble. All right, the city shall be troubled, and their houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid." So it's gonna get way worse than you not having people to pick your blueberries, okay, or to milk your cows. Okay, it's gonna get way worse than that, man. All right, and you Edomites are screaming out and crying out. Now it's gonna get way worse than you not having, all right, farm pickers, man. It's just gonna get extremely violent. It's gonna get extremely scarce. Okay, this is just the beginning. You see, this is Jeremiah 15:31 said, "Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, said the Lord of hosts. thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee, man. And the Lord is beginning to visit this place, man. You know, He's going to visit this place with plagues, okay? And one of the plagues, okay, is for these farmers to suffer, man. Okay, here in America, man. And for you Edomites to be miserable. That's a plague that's coming from Yahweh Bashim Shai. Okay, so the Lord's judgment is beginning to visit this place more and more. Okay, 2/3 going to be judged, and you everyday Americans are about to be judged, man. Okay, America is going to be the worst place to be. Okay, in the times to come. Okay, that's why you have a lot of people leaving, a lot of Edomites just getting out, man. Okay, because the America that they grew up and love, okay, they can't recognize it anymore. Okay, Jeremiah 50:32 says, and the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise him up. Yeah, so you Americans, you have been so proud. You just been rallying around your government as your government goes and destroys the earth. Okay, goes and be the bully to these other nations. Well, guess what, man? As America is falling, man, these nations are going to help this place tumble. Okay, thus said the Lord. And ultimately is all the will of Yahweh Shai. Okay, it says, I will kindle a fire in his cities, and it shall devour all around about him, man. And that's the nukes, man. Okay, that's the future for America. All right, is to be nuked. All right, by thermonuclear missiles. You see, so we're just living in the beginning phase, okay, of sorrows. All right, this is light work. This is the layup drill. Okay, all right, this is from the brother DB. Second Ezra 15:12 said, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. And what we're doing is seeing Egypt mourning. Okay, you goddamn Americans are in mourning, and this is beautiful. Okay, like I say, this is our coffee now. You Edomite suffering is I get up and go in the morning. Okay, you see, and I'm saying this is just the beginning, man. You devils, it's an enjoyment to see you privileged, proud Edomite suffer, man. There's no greater joy. Okay, and we know niggas are a problem, and niggas got to be removed. But the greater joy than 2/3 being judged is you Edomites suffering, man, losing your privilege. Okay, and their pride coming to an end. Okay, love to see you Edomites throw tantrums, man, because things aren't going your way. Okay, this verse 13 it says, they that till the ground shall mourn, for the seed shall fail through the blasting of hell and the fearful consolation, man. So the Lord just gonna continue to bring more judgment on you inhabitants of America, man. Okay, and you Edomites are not exempt. Okay, so let's get this. This the brother. All right, Corner Wild GMS prayer always hopeful elect. Psalms 10:6 it said, they think nothing bad will ever happen to us. We will free ourselves, all right, of trouble forever. You see, and that's been the mind of these Edomites, man. They just thought that this system of Edomite privilege and the middle class and upper middle class and niggas being at the bottom and niggas just being to their disposal, immigrants, all right, being to their disposal. They thought this system was gonna be forever, man. Nah, man, there's a transition happening right before you devil's eyes, and this is just the beginning. Okay, because first you lose your workers, and then you become the workers. Okay, when you go to Isaiah 14, all right, and we'll end it here, because first you devils lose your workers, then you're gonna become the workers, man. Okay. Isaiah 14:1 said, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. So what we're seeing now, the Lord has chosen his people once again. And right now there's a remnant of Israel whom the Lord has chosen. And he's finna do good to his people. Okay? And the Lord doing good to us by default is him doing bad to you devils, man. Okay, and you have all right the Israelite foreigners that's cleaving, to those promises. Okay, of Jacob through the teaching of this word. Okay, and it says, and the people shall take them, and this is speaking of you heathens. beginning with you Edomites, and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord Yahweh Bashem al Shah for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Okay, so they're gonna take. The Lord has promised that we would take our captives captive. Okay, our captives will be captives unto us. All right, and that we're going to rule over our oppressors. So this is the transition. Okay, and this shall come to pass in that day that the Lord Yahweh Bashem Shai shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. See, the end of Jacob's captivity is here. You see, yeah, we're transitioning from this hard bondage, man. Okay, and now as you devils, you're getting ready to go into hard bondage. Okay, for that 1,000-year period before you're eradicated. You see? So yeah, man, we're gonna continue to watch and report. Okay, and we're gonna monitor you devils suffering, okay, closely, man. All right. But this is a beautiful thing, okay, to see you devils, all right, cry out, man. Okay. And we can end it here. This the brother Allah, Proverbs 29 and 23 says, a man's pride, okay, shall bring him low, but honor shall uphold the humble in spirit, man. All right, so we watching the pride of these devils, bring them low, okay. But the humility of the elect is going to exalt us to rulership, Avaratazah. Okay, so that was the point. Just wanted to tap into that. Something I was watching yesterday, man. So Lord will you brothers, all right, and you sisters edified. Till next time I say Shalom. Kwam Yashala, Abba, soon, Shalom.